Hey, bro. So I was a dumbass. I was not leveling up in real life. I was too busy leveling up in video games. I just couldn't get my mind off video games. They were like flooding my mind. I just think about them all day. I'd be subbing to these channels and just watching their content, thinking of builds to make. Thinking about that grind when I get home. I'm just gonna smash those games. Just really level up. Your character don't die because he used to play hardcore, and really just used to have that dopamine rush before I'd start playing, and just get that immense, fantastic feeling, and then in the immersion as well. I used to like immersing myself in the game. So I couldn't focus on reading a book because they just seemed too boring. Like, who wants to just open this boring ass piece of paper with these words on it and try to like read every single word? Plus, I'd feel like shit because I knew I wasn't achieving anything when I was playing video games. So I just couldn't feel motivated to do anything because the video games just zap me of all that, from all that instant gratification you get from video games, just zap me of all the willpower and energy to do boring things. I mean, things that seem boring, but once you quit video games, everything else just seems way more interesting, and the stuff that actually matters, the stuff that's actually going to make you feel happy, fulfilled in life, that's what becomes more interesting. So that's why I think video games are just so evil, from my experience anyway. I mean, obviously there's caveats, but for me, getting off video games really changed the game. I mean, the game of life, I guess, for me. It just sounds cringe to say that. So my first breakthrough was to get rid of video games as a reward. To get rid of playing video games was to use it as a reward for at the end of like the day. So I'd first of all I'd schedule in reading, a lot of other things, but if I'm just talking about reading this video, so I'd schedule in reading, and if I completed my reading block, then I get play video games. I think I started about 5 minutes, and then I worked myself up to about an hour over about quite a few months. But if you can do it faster, that's even better. That's fantastic. It means you're really progressing faster than I was. So if you want to start reading books that will help you immensely, the first book I'd recommend is How to Win Friends and Influence People by Dale Carnegie. So briefly just teaches you the fundamentals of how to deal with people, and understand people. And if you've got like social anxiety, the more you learn about people in the book, your fears of other people will just it will just kind of magically disappear because you just understand like how they act and why they're acting in the way they are. So my work life especially really changed when I started implementing the practices in this book, and I kept an engagement book and the other one, which is the accomplishments book. And just to summarize like the top stuff off the book that I just wrote down here was everyone wants to feel important, and that's the first like little summary top stuff hint tip thing. And to be interested, to be interesting, be interested in the other person. And smile, guys. The amount of people I see, I mean, even I'm guilty of this. They don't smile at all when you're like looking at each other. I mean, obviously, if you're just walking around and you're just paying attention to whatever you're doing, you're not going to be smiling all the time because you look like there was something maybe a little bit wrong with you. But if you want to smile all the time, that's fantastic. I like people who smile all the time, especially females. Obviously, don't fake smile. That doesn't do anything. And I do often have to remind myself to smile. Okay, and the second book is Way of the Superior Man. So this briefly teaches you how to be a masculine man. So the best stuff I've taken from this book is how to breathe. So just briefly, when you breathe, when you're around people, so females, you breathe in, try to fill up the entire chest cavity, really push out your chest and feel like the breath just going up your whole body, and really fill out those lungs with their feminine energy. And then when you're around males, just do the exact same thing, but you're breathing for them. So just imagine you're trying to fill their lungs. And it's amazing, like everything just seems like all your like anxiety, just like all your fears just kind of go away, and you're just like more focused on the person. They just seem like a piece of like it's kind of a friend or piece of meat. I don't know, but anyway. Just try. I know it sounds cringe, but just give it a shot, and you'll be pleasantly surprised. And it literally takes a tiny bit of effort, and I think you guys will enjoy doing that. Okay, the next book is The Millionaire, Fastlane. So yeah, it's basically the title, right? So Fastlane to Become a Millionaire, and the one of the top tips I got, or the top summary I got from the book, is one of the best ways to fast track your success to $1 million, or to become a millionaire, is to become famous. So that's kind of like 10-20% of why I started the YouTube channel. You know, I'm just giving it a shot, and I want to help other people. Yeah, so you guys should start a YouTube channel. I mean, if you start a self-improvement channel and you motivate other people to improve, then it makes you more motivated, and plus they'll be accountable. They'll hold you accountable. So it's like a win-win situation. It's like self-improvement, and you've got people to hold you accountable. Okay, the fourth book is Deep Work. So basically, just set up blocks of work like in your Google Calendar, 45 minutes, 60 minutes, an hour and 30 minutes. That's what I'm working on. So I sort of slot it in my day. I work night shift, so it's shift work, so it always changes. So I have to do my calendars like every day, sometimes, because 2 kids, and not even living with the kids anymore. I moved out of the other house. Anyway, my life's just a bit all over the place, so you have to kind of schedule your next day the day before. And you probably can't do more than 4 hours of deep work a day, so just try to see how you go. So you'll probably get really tired if you try to do more than 4 hours. I mean, I've tried to do more than 4 hours, and it's usually quite late as well, and I fall asleep. So, and it's also a skill. So the more you level up, the better you'll become. So it is a skill you can learn, and it's been used by Albert Einstein. Really smart people. So it's a fantastic skill to really hone, and that's what I'm doing. Like when I record videos and make scripts for the videos. And the next book is The Psychology of Selling by Brian Tracy. So the key takeaway is if you keep at it long enough, it will happen, and just present the best version of yourself when you're selling. Because, I mean, if you look at the top companies, their salesmen are always the best groomed and like the best dressed. Next book is, that's number 6, I think, Crush It by Gary Vaynerchuk. So key takeaway is to be just be authentic and sell yourself as a brand. And the audio book is what I listen to, and that's really great because he puts like little bonuses in there. And all these books and audio books you can just get off the internet. Usually just Google like the name of the title and the PDF, and you'll find like a book, or just audio book on YouTube, and you can find it pretty easy. And the last book I'd recommend, and this is number 7, I think, is 48 Laws of Power. So I'm actually currently listening to this one. I'm only about half an hour in, but I love the part where he says, if you're really good at being deceptive, the other person won't notice. And how everyone plays the power game. So it's been a really intriguing book so far. So just start by scheduling 5 minutes a day, and then work yourself up to an hour over. So maybe just every week, just double it. So 10, 20, 40, an hour, and just see how you go with that. And I used Google Calendar. It's pretty easy to use and customizable. And if you want, and I do highly recommend it, just slot in additional tasks. And maybe it depends. You can actually set up your whole week to be exactly the same. Just depends on your schedule. So if it's like all over the place, then just schedule your next day every day. And I'd recommend checking out my life guide. It probably needs to be updated, but I'll put in the link in the description, just a basic like version, how to be the best version of yourself, how to get the most out of your life. So I hope you like the video, and just sub if you want to see some more tips on improving your life. Take care, bro. Peace.